adventure.
You've been running around, feeling that dirt on my name. 'Cause you knew that I knew that I call you up. You've been going around every party in LA. 'Cause you knew that I knew that I'd be at one. I know that dress is karma, you feel regret. You got me thinking about where you were mine. And now I'm all up on you, what you expect.
You finally made it. All these years, come rain or storm, the Crux fleet has never suffered a delay. If it were anyone else, I might have set sail already. Don't look too serious, I'm only joking. You're just on time. The crew have just finished making final preparations. Well, now that everyone's here, we set sail for the land engulfed by storm and tempest. The nation of eternity.
Anchors away!
You just want attention, you don't want my heart. Maybe you just had a thought I'd know someone new. Yeah, you just want attention, I knew from the start. You just making sure I'm never getting over you. What are you doing to me? What are you doing? What are you doing to me? What are you doing? What are you doing to me? What are you doing? What are you doing to me? What are you doing? I know that dress is coming. You will regret. Got me thinking about where you were. I know I'm all up on you. What you expect? You don't got me on baby tonight. You just want attention. You don't want my heart. Maybe you just
Oh, hi there.
I knew from the start. You just making sure I'm never getting over you.
So, you finally made it. You sure kept me waiting, Captain.
What are you doing?
And it appears we have a couple of stowaways. Or perhaps I should say, honored guests.
You just want attention. You don't want
You can blame your almighty shogun. The tempests surrounding Inazuma have been growing all the more fierce lately. Though the fleet was fully up to the challenge, the inclement weather still caused some delay. Now then, let me introduce everyone. This is Toma, a trade partner that I've gotten to know recently.
You don't know how long I've been waiting to see you.
Toma, these two are...
Oh, no need for introductions. Their reputation precedes them. It seems even the stormy seas can't keep rumors of these outlanders' sterling deeds at bay.
Oh, it's sure nice to hear you say that.
With any luck, it'll give you a head start here. Toma's resided on Rito for quite some time now. It wouldn't be going too far to say he's the fixer around these parts. If you run into any problems here, just talk to Toma. But if he tries to pull any moves on you, I'll be sure to deal with him personally the next time I'm around.
No need to worry. I'm sure we'll get along just fine.
Good. Then if it's all settled, I'll be going. I wouldn't want to be caught with my sails down here. I do have a wanted fugitive on board after all.
Oh, right. Kazuha.
Until next time, traveler. Remember to give it your all, no matter what perilous storms you may encounter.
Fair seas, Captain Beto. Bye-bye.
Now then, first things first. We need to go get you registered at the border checkpoint.
Paimon thought we were supposed to be keeping things on the down.
Don't underestimate the reaches of the Sakoku Decree. You wouldn't be able to avoid inspection even if you tried. So we have to play by the rules, even if we're kind of bending them.
Adventure time!
Sticks and stones may break my bones. I'm talking
Off we go!
Hello? Please state your name, identity, and the purpose of your visit. Oh, except you, Toma. You must be new here. Excuse me? Please provide the information requested and also declare any goods you are carrying with you. Currently, only members of the International Trade Association are authorized to engage in the import and My apologies, but I'll have to ask you to...
Here are the entry papers for your kind perusal.
What? Take your time. No rush or anything.
I just wanted to see what you'd say. Sorry about that.
I see. Okay. Your papers are all in order. Welcome to Rito.
machine gun.
So, where do we go next?
The Outlander Affairs Agency. They only check entry permits here. If you want to remain on Rito, there's a process you have to go through with them.
Sheesh. So it is super strict.
Well, let's not forget that to everyday folk in Inazuma, people from everywhere else are referred to as outside. As the word suggests, Outlanders aren't very welcoming, not even on Rito, where they've established an outsider settlement. I like how you think. Now, let's head over. Most of the current rules were put in place by the administration of Rito, the Kanjo Commission.
Kanjo Commission?
Yes, one branch of the Tri-Commission of Inazuma, responsible for...
It's been a long day without you, my friend.
You've completed the entry procedures, yes? And now you want to apply for residency, both of you?
Yes, please.
Okay, the processing fee will be 2 million more.
2 million? For a processing fee? Are you...
That's right, 1 million per applicant, which makes 2 million total.
There wasn't so much question in your math.
Ma'am, these two here are good friends of mine. I think you'll find on one face you recognize.
Ah, Mr. Toma, it's you. By way of courtesy, allow me to reduce it to...
Thank you, but as this is just a processing fee, I think 600 more should cover it if I'm paying on their behalf. I'll treat you...
That's not how you haggle!
Alright then, as you wish, Mr. Toma. I will make a record.
Much obliged.
Without you, my friend, and I tell you all about it when I see you again. We come a long way
What?
from
She went
where
from 2
we
million down to
began.
600?
Oh, it's
Seriously wrong with people with the finance around here?
It's not as mind-boggling as you think. Processing fee is just a fee. The way some here at the agency see it, the fees are easy money. So it becomes a question of how much they can make. So when the day comes that some poor merchant from overseas with more money than sense gets stuck here and needs to apply for residency...
First you both go out, you win the vibe, you feeling strong and that's more.
Exactly. It's at times like this that having a local friend really comes in handy.
Never get lost.
Yes, But when you're an outlander in Inazuma, far from home in this close-nation era, the most that overseas merchants can do to look after them. That's how the International Trade Association came about. Yep. And as well as advancing commercial interests. Essentially, it's an association of... So this is the real purpose. After all, the Rabbit Shogun is the most... I was going to say nothing is set in stone when it comes to who you'll encounter in this world. Who's to say you won't happen to run into the right... Okay, I'll give it to you straight. I know of a way to introduce...
Really? Wow, Dorito
I mean, it will take all the resource connections come at a high price. You understand? No. In this instance, in fact, there's no real cost as such. It's just that I like to do things in a way that keeps everybody happy. It's my own
Sounds very reasonable to Paimon. You're the man in the middle.
Why do I get the feeling you're making me out to be some sort of crook? Never mind. Here's the situation. As I touched upon earlier, the members of the International Trade Association are constantly struck. Recently, things seem to have gotten more difficult than ever for them, so just go and check things out. The head of the association is called Karisu, and he's a good friend of mine. Go talk to him. I'll wait for you here. Why in the world can't I use my permit?
She worked the night by the water. She's gone a tryst so far away from my father, daughter. She just wants a life.
Huh?
For a baby.
Hello there. You must be seeking refuge with the International Trade Association. The Outlander Affairs. Good. That's a relief.
We heard the association has been having some difficulty.
Yes. Left, right, and center.
The Sengoku decree certainly makes things difficult for anyone who wants to come.
But it's not the root cause of our woes. The Sengoku decree might know. What's really squeezing us Outlander merchants dry is those Mora grubbers from the Kanjo Commission.
Oh, of the 3 commissions.
That's right. They impose They just issued a new tax decree recently that...
Crystal Mirror.
Something that most of us in the association... Eventually, one of the older Liyue merchants recalled that he was... So, in order to pay our taxes, but then we found we'd only managed... Now there's only one vendor who even...
Isn't that what they call?
Exactly. So this vendor keeps pushing the price up, and it's a vicious cycle. The consequence of which is that... We've tried communicating, but this is a nation with a... Fontaine, my dear homeland.
Awful. Here, what do you think we should do? Police is the head of them.
Right.
Okay. Well, we could...
That vendor... I've actually done business with him in the past, but after a point he stopped contacting us. I have no idea... Hey, that's a pretty good idea. Since you're not affiliated with the association and you're new to Rito, Nate, if I remember correctly, our usual meeting point with him...
Got it. We're on.
Off we go!
I don't think I recognize you. Are you new arrivals? So, what do you need with me? The sheer nerve. You don't go around asking questions like that. If I gave you my sources, I might as well hand you the whole darn business. Trade secret, got it? You know what trade and secret mean, right?
This guy's got a bad attitude.
Are you even buying? Oh, I see what's going on here. They're wasting their time. The price is non-negotiable. Not but
Hey, what's your...
Get out of here, go on. Tell them they're lucky to be buying from me in the first place. And they ought to be...
What are we gonna do? There's no talking to this guy. Good idea.
Adventure time!
That was quick.
Actually, we're having a little trouble.
Oh? Well, by all means, getting you to go fixing things when you Oh, that guy? He used to be a bit of a sorry sight, selling shell. I can only assume he must have found himself a patron after
You're saying he used to be a member?
Yes. Couldn't you tell when you spoke to him? That's right. Werner was born in Mondstadt, then went into the shipping business, trading when Inazuma closed to the outside. The International Trade Association was initially very
So he left the association?
I'm sure it's more nuanced than that.
Really?
Well then, it sounds like you made...
If I was just another dusty record on the shelf, would you blow me off and play me like everybody else? If I asked you to scratch my back, could you manage that? Like a Yankee, yeah, check it, Travi, I can handle that. Furthermore, I apologize for any skipping tracks. It's just the last word I play me.
Paimon, coming in! Paimon, coming in! Is this level okay?
It's holding grudges over love, eventually only find a way to make you understand. Sing it softly in your ear and grab your
Here,
mind.
Paimon!
Just keep it stuck inside your head like your favorite tune. And no,
Adventure time.
the only place for you.
Off we go!
What are you doing back here? Just because I got plenty of time on my hands doesn't mean I want to waste any of it talking to you. Huh? Where's this coming from? Mondstadt? You were talking about Mondstadt.
To sing along to my stereo. Let's go. If I was in the school, shift to power boombox.
Goodness, I can sense it now. So familiar, but I can't remember the last time I was there. The scent of Mondstadt. Oh, how it takes me back. Oh, my hometown, the home of freedom. How I long to go back and visit.
It's working!
So, trying to play. Huh? What is this? What?
Just close your eyes already!
You mean the sound of the ocean? Leah Harbor. I can see it so clearly. Xiao lanterns.
This guy has a really active imagination. Either that or he really does miss...
This melody was meant for you to sing along to my stereo.
Wait. Stop. That's enough. Don't make me relive it anymore. You mean the folks from the International Trade Association? Often, I'll sneak down to the shore at night and listen to the sound of the wave. I've run into folks from the association more than a few times. Don't you think I've wanted to talk things through with them?
well...
They're so resilient. None of them had anyone else to rely on, so they rallied together, committed to finding a way to survive. So I caved. Those people, they'd make the smallest of promises, offer the most... All right, I'll tell you the whole story. It's eating...
You ready to talk now?
But I betrayed them. I can't...
Come on, you scaredy cat! So come on, get it off your chest!
It's a scheme by the... They start by overtaxing the merchants. Then take the... Once the merchants run out of places to buy crystal...
It's just...
I'm their puppet, yes. Evidence. You're right. Without conclusive evidence. Now that I think about it, whenever I report back to him as it happens, I handed some Mora over...
Really? Well then...
Adventure time!
We have 1,000 miles from
Keijiro! It's him!
We have
After him!
land and sea, but as long as you are with me, there's no place I'd rather be. I would wait forever, exalted in the sea.
Should I close early?
As long as I am with you, my heart continue to beat. With every step it's
Ah, Ryoko, how's business?
All the better thanks to your generous patronage.
Good. Thankfully, I earn plenty these days.
Oh, but of course, tax collection is difficult work.
Now, who else is behind on payments? Let me think. Yes, the trade association clique still needs to be brought into line.
It's getting further and further away! Let's catch up a...
What was that sound?
Quiet! Don't let him find us!
Must be hearing things. Drat, I'm behind schedule. I need to hurry.
He's getting further and further away! Let's catch up a little! Huh? Where'd he go? He was right there a moment ago. Seems he disappeared in a blink of an eye. If only we made less noise.
Keijiro! It's him!
After him! Too close! That's too close! He'll notice us for sure! He's getting further and further away! Let's catch up a little! He's getting further and further away! Let's catch up a little!
Love or freedom? Which one should I choose?
He's getting further and further away! Let's catch up a little!
Ah, Ryoko, how's business?
All the better thanks to your generous patronage.
Good. Thankfully, I earn plenty these days.
Too close! That's too close! He'll notice us for sure!
Now, who else is behind on payments? Let me think. Yes, the trade association clique still needs to be brought into line. What was that sound?
Quiet! Don't let him find us!
Must be hearing things. Drat, I'm behind schedule. I need to hurry.
He's getting further and further away! Let's catch up a little! He's getting further and further away! Let's catch up a little!
What could he be doing at a place like this?
It looked like he buried something over there, didn't it? Whoa, it's boring! Hyman thought he'd hidden a big pile of Mora here. Yeah.
Let me take a look here. Ah, yes! This is what we're looking for. A
Great! Well, now we have our hard evidence.
I'll say goodbye to you.
Huh? You aren't...
I need a little more.
Huh? Or...
Adventure time! Off we go!
But we really don't have anything left. If this keeps up, our sales...
You know the decree. The rules are the rules. No discounts, no exceptions, and no excuses. And who are you? Another...
It just so happens that we found your little ledger, so now we're here to tell everyone...
Huh? Is this true?
You've been swindling us!
Well, you see...
Let me take a look at the ledger. Well, would you look at that? every So, Mr. Keijiro, it seems you have some explaining to do.
So you think you can use this
Word has it that samurai in the commission place great importance on reputation and prestige. Though I'm...
Huh? Is that a threat? Are you threatening me?
No, not at all. I'm simply stating that it would be quite a pity if an illustrious gentleman's...
Well, even if what you say is true, what do you
I believe you still have a quantity of crystal marrow in your possession, correct? Perhaps that crystal marrow could be used as compensation for the recent tax hike.
Is that it?
Do you have any idea the hoops I had to jump through to get the crystal marrow and keep it hidden?
And not even in...
So that's it? My shop's been closed for weeks now. I've even had to ask my friends to help bail me out. What about my losses?
Come on, Harrison. We've already struck a good deal here.
I'm sick of being pushed around like this.
Harrison!
Hey, what's all this racket? Does someone dare question the decree?
Ah, Chief, you've arrived.
What was all the commotion I heard just now?
Oh, we were just discussing a minor tax issue. I do my utmost to...
A helping hand. The only thing you're doing is stuffing your greedy pockets with our
Oh, and you dare to utter the commissioner's name. You outlanders have no respect for the rules. Seize the merchants. We will resolve...
Uh-oh. This is going...
Gentlemen, come now. Is there any need for this?
Who are you supposed to be? And
You never heard of the Fixer?
Here's my card.
Huh, you're from the Yashiro Commission. Huh, well, this is Kanjo Commission territory. However powerful the Yashiro Commission may be, you have no business meddling in Rito's affairs.
Of course not. Still, perhaps you could show the young lady of our clan some courtesy. You wouldn't want your name showing up in a petition to the ship.
That fan, the Shirasagi Himegimi. I don't need any trouble with her. Oh,
But, Chief!
enough! We're leaving.
Let's get dinner one day soon, gentlemen. My treat, I insist. No response, huh? I suppose that bridge is well and truly burned then.
Thank you so much, Toma. But,
Hey, I was joking. It's a small price to pay, and you're more than welcome. If nothing else, I'm sure the tax collection Ashigaru will tread a little more carefully in the future. Shh, not here. Too many people listening. Let's move somewhere else.
Off we go!
Corruption seems rife in the Kanjo Commission. They truly are rotten to the core. All right, time for me to answer your questions. What would you like to know? Straight to the point. Let me reintroduce myself. I belong to the Kamisato clan of the Yashiro Commission on Narukami Island. I'm an attendant of the Shirasagi Himegimi.
You've been keeping your true identity a secret from us this whole time? So, the Yashiro Commission. Guessing that's another branch of the Tri-Commission?
Correct. The Kamisato clan is the head of the Yashiro Commission, who manage ceremonial and cultural affairs. I'm just someone who was fortunate enough to be taken in by the Kamisato clan. My role is to take care of the daughter of the clan, Kamisato Ayaka, also known as the Shirasagi Himegimi.
Seems like she must be super famous in Inazuma, given the reaction of those guys just...
Oh, most definitely. She's graceful, dignified, and kind-hearted too. Her fame even somewhat eclipses that of her older brother, Kamisato Ayato, despite the fact that he's the current head of the clan. I suppose those who treat others with compassion earn themselves the same treatment in return. Miss Kamisato's situation certainly... You're asking the right questions. And to be honest, I don't want to keep you in the dark any more than is... Firstly, you should know that being a fixer is not something you can fake. I spent the better part...
Still pretty good going for just a month's work.
Well, maybe I have a slight knack for schmoozery. But Inazuma may have closed off to the outside world, but that hasn't stopped a lot of people from hearing about your feats in Mondstadt and Liyue. So, when Miss Kamisato heard of your intention to come to Inazuma, she began looking forward to your arrival with great anticipation. That is, that you have what it takes to change the tide of the times.
Change the tide of the times?
In the test I gave you earlier, although there were a few hiccups at the end, it was you who found the way to turn the situation around. Navigating powerful people, using their character flaws to your advantage. It's just what Miss Kamisato had hoped to see. With your help, even the Vision Hunt decree... That's an unexpected development. Perhaps yes, of course. I completely understand it.
Toma sure didn't put...
Well, my work on Rito is done. So one more thing. This invitation letter is for you. When you get to... Good luck with everything.
Toma's not such a bad guy, huh? We should get going, huh? What's up? Oh, right! Paimon forgot all about that! Wait, so did Toma forget that too? Oh, darn it! No wonder he was so matter-of-fact about the whole thing! As soon as we get off Ritu, Paimon's going straight to Kamura Tea House to settle the school... Well, guess we should give it a try.
Should I close early? It's not like I'll get any customers.
Stop there! Present your travel permits.
Sorry, but we really gotta get to Narukami Island.
If you don't have a travel permit, this is as far as you'll get. Though...
As expected. Traveler, you gotta think of something. How do we get out of Rito? Are you saying we should go? Guess it can't hurt to try. Who knows? Maybe...
Adventure time!
Halt! This is the Kanjo Commissioner's office. No trespassers.
We're here to see,
The Kanjo Commissioner seldom entertains Outlanders. Leave now or we'll be forced to...
Wait.
Oh, Commissioner!
These two are honored guests from afar. No need to give them the usual spiel. Come on in. Let's see what we can do for you.
Did you get all that?
My sincere apologies.
Off we go!
I am Hiragi Shinsuke, Kanjo Commissioner and head of the Hiragi clan.
Nice to meet you, sir. So, the reason we want to...
All right, all in good time. Two travelers renowned far and wide have shown up to see me, and I...
So what you're saying is, we really are pretty famous, huh?
Absolutely. How many other people in the world have what it takes to knock the wind out of Storm Terra's sails?
Exactly!
And I hear you also foiled a Fatui plot in Liyue Harbor. Even beat one of their harbingers in a duel. Is that true?
Whoa! You heard about that too?
As I thought.
Something wrong?
No. I'm simply awestruck by you both is all. Rito is greatly honored to have you visit us. One other thing I heard about you is your great zeal for helping other people. This makes...
Oh, sure! No problem. Whatever you need, right?
Excellent. Well then, you must know the Genshin. A flower grows on the mountains.
Yep, we've picked a few of those before. So...
Yes, bring me 300 Genshin, would you? Freshly picked, I mean.
Did Paimon hear that wrong?
Too much trouble. Then how about this?
That sounds much more...
709 letters to be precise.
Hey, what gives? How come you don't have people to do that already?
Terribly sorry. We're just a little short on people lately.
What sort of an explanation is that? Traveler, what are we going to do? Should we really help this guy?
That's the spirit. Don't keep me waiting too long.
Adventure time! Off we go!
Halt, you two!
Huh? What are we
Miss Hiragi has a letter for you. She insists that you read it immediately.
A letter? Quick! Let Paimon see! So this means she wants you to secretly meet her at night? But you didn't seem surprised at all by this. What's going on? Paimon knew something just didn't seem right.
Adventure time! No one's joined me on an adventure in ages. Come on, let's go! Benny's adventure team, assemble!
Ah, you finally arrived. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Hiragi Chisato. This is technically the second time we have met. It's a pleasure to see you again.
Wow. She's the daughter of the Hiragi clan.
No need to be so formal. I've long marveled at your accomplishments.
Is that Paimon or does something...
The reason why I wanted to secretly meet you here is... well, I feared that I might...
Discuss what?
Ahem. I should like to ask for your help with delivering a letter.
Like father, like daughter. Couldn't you be more original?
No, you misunderstand me. I was hoping that you could deliver a letter to Narukami Island in my stead. It is to be given to Kujo Kamachi of the Tenryou Commission. My father has always forbidden me from communicating with him. He knows that there are prospects for my marriage that would better serve him politically. There is no one who would dare defy my father's... Of course, in doing so, I will also do everything in to be perfectly honest. As long as you remain in Inazuma, my father will have no intention of letting you leave Rito.
Yeah, we figured as much. It was pretty obvious he was just trying...
I secretly overheard a conversation between my father and they seem to be discussing how to keep you here on Rito. In fact, It was the first time I had ever heard my father speak so respectfully to someone who wasn't the We don't have much time. I'll tell you my plans. Very well. I'll be waiting for you at the border. Hold on, please. These goods are being sent to Watatsumi Island?
My lady, this is an unexpected honor. You are correct. These goods have been
Is there something wrong, Lady Hiragi?
No, as you were. My father simply has some concerns of the shipment's safety, and is—
My lady, you aren't suggesting that you intend to escort this shipment personally, are you?
Please, do not cause us any further delay.
Yes, of course, my lady.
Now, need I remind you of the penalty if anything were to happen to me en route? I'm sure you are all— Do you really presume that you can fully guarantee my safety on your own?
Boy, Chisato can talk the talk.
Yes, my lady. Very well then. It's an honor to have you accompanying us. Your
Shinojo, you can't really be agreeing to this.
Well, the request is from Lady Hiragi her—
Yes, but that's not—
Well then, if we're through here, I suggest we set off at once. Dawdling will only allow potential thieves more time.
Yes, my lady.
My lady, please stay back. We'll handle it.
Not as well as we'll handle it. You're seriously considering taking this job? The terms are ridiculous.
Off we go! Let's light it up! Everybody stand back!
Prepare to be blown away. Windblade.
Get moving! Bring it up!
Monster sighted! Prepare to counterattack! Protect Lady Hiragi at all costs!
We'll take care of this. Stay with Chisato.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Finally,
The wrong test subject.
Watch out! More monsters inbound!
Lady Hiragi, stay close.
Pressure!
Let's light it up!
So sorry. Get moving!
Adventure time! I'm going in! Ow!
Say no more!
Windblade. Prepare to be blown away.
To the very
We can take refuge in the village up ahead. How are you faring, my lady?
I'm perfectly all right. You may stop. In my letter, I've requested Kamachi to grant you a special travel permit from the Tenryou Commission.
My lady?
So that's how it is. I had a feeling something was amiss, but...
No, Lady Hiragi would never hide anything from us, I'm sure of it. But who is...
I'm not afraid to say that he's the one I love.
The one you love?
Shinojo, did you honestly think that...
What? No, I was just clarifying.
You two needn't worry. Please, forget that this ever...
Yes, of course.
But don't fret. My I wish you a safe...
Bye, Chisato!
Come now. Quit your staring and let's get moving. We've got goods to shift.
All right.
We go! Even better than I imagined. It's my lucky day. Adventure time! Off we go! Adventure time! Off we go! Off we go! Adventure time!
To the letter.
Sorry, we don't serve the general public.
Wait! We're at the...
Well then, you must be a couple of wandering outlanders that snuck into the nation.
Are our clothes really so...
The Yashiro Commission's seal. This must be... In which case, welcome to the Komore Tea House.
Well, that sounds more...
You got me all friendly.
Who forgot their promise? I was beginning to think you'd forgotten about me.
What? Is that dog talking to us?
Relax, no need to look so surprised. I take it, huh? So you didn't see anything like that?
Now that you mention it, this does suddenly seem less out of the ordinary.
All right, I've had my fun.
Hey, you're...
Well, I've had some time to kill, given that I've been waiting here for you for so long, as was the case. So I came up with this little fun greeting for when you arrived. But in all seriousness, I would like to apologize about that little. It helped us determine whether or not to...
Don't think that...
Sorry, let me just say this. You've often... Naturally, this is due to your A long time ago, we had a friend who was much the same. So you've heard of his. His light still burns all the more brightly. Yes, of course. I will bring you to the kami... But before that, there is one other...
Oh?
I would like you to come with me to the statue of the omnipresent god.
Off we go!
This area sure feels gloomy. People probably don't come here, huh? Are Paimon's eyes playing tricks? Or are
Visions.
visions? You mean all the visions that are collected from the Vision Hunt Decree are put into this statue?
So you've already heard of the Vision Hunt Decree. Before I try to explain, I should perhaps remind you first that Mondstadt is the city of freedom, and Liyue is the city of contracts. As for Inazuma, it's known as the Nation of Eternity. The Raiden Shogun is both the nation's most powerful ruler and its deity. The Eternity in question is her endless and unchanging will to rule over Inazuma. As such, she relies on the Tri-Commission to regulate the nation's affairs and the Sakoku Decree to limit the people's movement. The Shogun wishes to keep Inazuma in stasis, allowing the stream of time to flow from one end to the other without disturbing it for all time.
Seems like every god has their own will.
Of course, this is my own limited understanding. As for the reason behind the recent Vision Hunt Decree, perhaps the Shogun believes that visions grant people the power to change, and that her eternity doesn't allow for such instability to exist. Whatever the case, the fact is that this statue of the omnipresent god...
But if that's the case...
Only outlanders such as yourselves would ever dare speak out so directly against the Raiden Shogun. And yet, I agree. The Vision Hunt Decree is something that...
Huh? Hey, are you okay? You look like...
Sound? What sound? I didn't hear anything. Did something happen?
Yeah, you touched the statue, and then...
Aspirations? Have you heard it before? That when a person's that is where visions come from. In other words, so if what you just said is, then the ambitions of these people are stronger than I imagined. All right, time for the next stop on our tour of Narukami Island, the Kamisato residence.
Fine.
Tonight.
adventure time!
Insolent shall be punished. Lightning flash!
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Urging transgressions!
Dodge this!
Let's light it up!
Confess!
Mirror images dispersed. This body belongs to ice and snow. Take this!
You don't want to do this.
Lightning flash!
I'm going in!
It's all coming out now.
Place where the
Welcome at last to the Kamisato residence.
Is this the Shirasage Hime? Oh,
Yes. As the daughter of the Yashiro Commission, this is how Miss Kamisato is consider it a time-honored tradition within the Yashiro Commission. Forgive me if this...
Makes sense.
Please forgive my lack of courtesy for receiving you in this fashion. Especially, I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation. And at present in Inazuma, in the name of the Vision Hunt Decree, the people's aspirations are being sensed. Though the Yashiro Commission serves the Shogun, it is the people with whom we share close bond. A commission's power rises and falls with the trust of their traveler. Lend us your power, and we can... Oh...
See, milady, it's just like I said. This...
No, please! Wait! Please... I will introduce you to the Raiden Shogun on one condition. You must fulfill...
What are your wishes?
They pertain to 3 whose visions were taken from them. Perhaps once you've met them, you will understand.
A warrior who guards a village, a former samurai who helped carry out the Vision Hunt Decree, and a swordmaster...
Correct. Please do all you can to help them. I will await...
I'm sure you'll do great.
Why are you doing this? Why leave all... Precisely. It's much too sudden. The children are desperate for you to take them.
must be the guy Ayaka told us about.
Ứng dụng YouTube Music có thể cảm nhận bạn thích nghe gì ngay từ lúc bạn mở ứng dụng.
Ah, you must also be here to try and... Tejima has keeping out the trap, but now we will gladly apologize.
One day, I'll be as great as Ryuji.
If you want, it's clear that I can't claim. Truth be told,
Seems like he's a... You must be Tejima. So what?
Me? It's not a question of why I want to. True. And what made me want to come? I don't have answers to those questions. In the past,
Okay. Well, in that case, But if you can't remember... Oh! Maybe if you just try a little...
Oh, that reminds me.
I keep a diary?
Oh, yes, yes, you do.
Perfect! So if we want to keep Tejima...
If you don't mind, we will leave you.
This looks like Tejima's Let's see what... Today, I went kite flying. Huh? Wait, I went to pray at the shrine again today and stayed there a while. The Omamu... Now that's the kind of info we're looking... So this is the Omamu... Interesting. But anyway, if he had the... Here we are! This seems to be somewhere that the soil looks like it's been disturbed. Must be something pretty amazing. It looks like... Konda Village. Sounds so familiar. Where is that place again? So but he's been here for... Well, let's go give Tejima his...
well, I'll be. That's certainly my... Still, it's over the years, I must have made a note of anything interesting. And just how could I have forgotten something so important? Love Regrets? Everything No. After all, I've forgotten who she was. It's as if she'd never been in my life to begin. I think... maybe not. Although, what if she were to turn up when I think about it like that? How curious. Why am I thinking like this when I don't even remember who she is? I shall...
Tejima seems to be dealing... okay? Seems it's just like Ayaka and Toma were saying. If you lose your vision, you lose all your... That certainly explains the stick. At least we were able to... According to Miss Kamisato, the second one who lost... Whew! We're finally on our own way again! I suppose it's time we find Toma. Now, where did he say he would meet us again? Oh, right! They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law. But why would they take action? Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what...
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency
The entire clan is counting on that food! How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency...
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this!
Oh, huh? And who are you? Wanaku...
what? We just happened to be... We heard the commotion and came to...
I see. You seem to have come just at the right... This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible. In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he's keeping the provisions for himself. I just know it. We'll stop...
No one seems to care about us. We used to... It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. Maybe we should talk to Kurosawa.
I've never even heard of these emergency provisions. I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, my own family can barely get by as it is. And that's the first bit of truth I've heard all day. The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision. And they said I was slacking off in my work.
Well, that's strange. You were helping enforce the vision.
To be perfectly honest, all I know is that I will perform certain things every month. And it's not just that.
Does it have to do with the missing
I didn't take any. Like I said, if I was taking them to top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure. If you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself. If they
He seems simple. We better confirm. We should be able to follow the...
We really outdid ourselves. All those samurai houses packed with goods. We really hit the...
You haven't seen... Today's just the beginning. You demand, but...
These seem like the treasure hoarders we're after.
Another. I got careless.
Get moving!
Picked the wrong subject.
Oh, there goes all the Mora. We worked hard to steal. Come on, Bob.
Not bad, kid. Yeah, Kurosawa. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh?
So what did you see inside?
Food supplies. You kidding? That place was a complete mess. I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I was planning on opening. But now that you've caught us, how about we make it...
You've got a deal. Now
Huh?
What the...
There's nothing in here but IOUs!
Yeah. And they all seem to be made out to the owner of it. We better talk to this missile. As for you guys, you're free to go. Just pray that our paths don't cross again.
Yes, of course. So, we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs. Does that mean we broke even?
Shut it. Let's just...
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. We've got everything you need. Or perhaps there's something you want to inquire. Ah, so you're friends of Kurosawa.
Whoa! How did Kurosawa end up owing?
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. He'd always put the However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer enough.
So that's how he was getting those emergency provisions. But why did he have to purchase a usual amount?
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been careful. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment, so he deemed it necessary to take on the...
Wow. Kurosawa, and no one ever appreciated what he did?
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. If you ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone that... Of course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. As for why he chose to spend his own money on him, if you're still curious, why don't you go ask him? I see. That reminds me, it seems that his vision was recently confiscated. Most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to sell that sword.
Sword? What?
Oh, didn't he tell you? I've asked him about his or in hindsight. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Oh, but before you go, if you...
But...
Information is all... Don't worry. I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing we ever discussed was explicitly confidential anyway.
At least we now know where the emergency provisions were cut. Let's go talk... What are you doing here all by your...
I presented them with a choice. Either they left or I drew my sword. They left. It turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders? Everything I said was true, right?
That just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were distributing emergency provisions, but they were all purchased at your own expense.
Strange. Is that really the kind of person I was? I don't really have any such recollection. Even after all you've told me, I still don't remember anything. Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such a difficult situation? I really don't understand. But I could not deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was somehow reluctant to do so. This sword was once wielded by my father. I remember once when I was young, I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the kids next door. My father ended up catching me in the act and scolded me severely. What did he say? I can't seem to remember that either. It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. So many memories gone. Forever. No matter how hard I try to remember, all I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed. And said to me with this sword.
Hey, if you look carefully, there seems to be some words engraved on the hilt. Can you recognize the words?
Virtue and justice? Somehow those two words seem to explain every taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. I get, but what use are virtue and justice? I purchased the provisions for those in need. And look, the Tenryou Commission sees my vision. And the irony of all of it is, I somehow still felt sorry when I'm incapable of being a good person. Yet I'm equally unable to be bad.
Yet another troubled soul. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about. In any case, we must never let him sell off. Yeah. Seems like, fortunately for us, let's go find the next poor soul. The third person who had their vision taken is supposed to be a famous... Paimon heard that he's the present-day master of Meikyo Shisu. This is his dojo. Luckily, there's some...
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine. Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong, but he fought them all off with...
Maybe, but things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never...
It's just because he's been possessed, that's all. Once...
Hey there!
Who are you? I don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass us while Don't make me draw my blade, or you...
No! You got it so wrong! We just came here to...
Disciples?
Yep. We've heard all about... But then we got here and...
From the way you're dressed, please, accept my apologies. We've had so many... You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? Sensei's name is Domon. Though self-taught, he mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He then proceeded to defeat... He once said that his goal was to become the best, and so, even while training us, he continued to hone his own art. But then...
Not long ago, Sensei had his vision taken away. He hasn't been the same since. He says the strangest things over and over. And he refuses to... Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's being possessed by an evil spirit. But if I'm honest, I still have my doubts over whether he...
The Grand Narukami?
You haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on Narukami Island. The head shrine maiden is reputed to have... Not that we'd have any means of involving the head shrine maiden, so don't worry, Nanako. Sensei is going to be just fine. The exorcism will take place this evening.
So, losing your vision can cause...
Shh. So you decided to come. It's a good thing you didn't arrive any earlier. You would have just now, when Nanako was attending to him. When she asked him who the people were, he suddenly looked panic-stricken. It looked like he was in great distress. He was covering his ears and looking frantically around him with bloodshot eyes. All the while he kept calling those names. One of them was Anzai. He used to be... Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. Thankfully, the shrine maidens managed to subdue him, so the exorcism can finally continue. The ritual has now begun. All we can do is patiently await the result. Here's hoping Sensei will be back to his normal self very soon. Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some water. If he wakes up, he is sure to be thirsty.
We won't let them get away with it. Come on, let's go after them. Is this definitely the right place? Let's look a little further up.
How did you catch up with me? Are you sure you're Dolmon's disciples? You move unless... I guess it's been a few years.
Excuse me? We're the ones asking the questions here. First off, who are you? And what are you doing sneaking around these parts? You seem like bad news, mister.
Bad news? I'll have you know I trained side by side with Dolmon back in the day, long before you ever showed up. I don't care to talk about that time anymore. But if you must know, I am Dolmon's senior.
His senior?
Anzai. Yes, that's me. Because I don't wish to see Dolmon or anyone else associated with him ever again. When we were young, we trained under the same swordman. I had begun training 5 years before him, and everyone looked up to me as a steady and dependable older disciple. Practitioners of Make-Yoshi Sui art seek to achieve stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. So the majority of disciples are indifferent to rank and reward. I was no exception. But Dolmon was different. The first thing he did when he joined was go straight to our sensei and ask him, with a beat. Sensei scolded him and told him that the art of the sword should not be used for such. I thought so too at the time. But Dolmon began making swift progress in his. Only then did I realize that it was Dolmon who had long he was consumed by his singular desire to become the best in the world.
Sure sounds like he meant business. So how come you don't want—
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that of all the disciples, I was the most gifted. I had trained the longest. Everyone had high expectations for me. Dolmon's arrival changed everything. When we sparred, I lost not just the match, but my pride and my status too. I fled the dojo that day and never looked back. Later, I heard that he sparred with Sensei too. Sensei was advanced in years by then, and unfortunately that match used up every last ounce of energy in his body. After that, I wanted nothing further to do with him. Deep down, though, I still respected his mastery of the blade and his commitment to So, when I heard rumors that he had lost his mind, my first reaction, I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. Then, to my complete astonishment, I heard him call my name. I thought mine was a name he had long since forgotten. So you see, I came here not to cause him any... Okay. You've heard my story. You should get back now.
Seems like we got it wrong this time. Still, Paimon's not sure we should bring him back with us.
You're saying he isn't possessed? Does that mean he's just lost his mind? But how?
Nanako, please.
I am sorry. With what powers but spirits may take him, and all is certainly...
Lady Yai? Is that the same Lady Yai that I think you mean?
The head shrine maiden of the Grand Narukami Shrine? That's wonderful news! Then Sensei... Correct. Lady Yai is most knowledgeable indeed. I am unable to say for certain whether an evil spirit has possessed your sensei.
Excuse me, Miss Inagi, but I'm...
That won't be necessary. All that is required of you is your timely arrival at... I must leave now, but we will meet soon at the...
Who'd have thought Lady Yai herself would have taken notice?
Do you mean to say that Sensei isn't renowned?
No, that's not what I meant at all. I just mean this is Lady Yai, the head shrine maiden. She has direct and close contact with the almighty Shogun herself. Anyway, you should join us too, given that you've traveled all this way just to meet our sensei.
Sure. After all, everyone seems... Who knows? Maybe we'll be able to find out a thing or... Do you think that's Lady Yai? Oh, no wonder Junya was so excited. She has a really striking presence. Also, is it just Paimon? Or did she look right at us just now? It was probably nothing.
Keep away. Keep away from me. I gave up the art of the sword. Please, let me go, I beg you.
As you can see, Lady Yai, Domon has persisted in this state for some time now. He appears to see those who have lost to him in duels past, gathered all around him to persecute him.
Lady Yai, it must be a possession, right? This is nothing like him at all. In the past, no matter what came his way, he would always face it with a confident smile.
I'm sorry. It is clear to me that your sensei is not possessed by any evil spirit.
But then does that mean he...
Yes. This is a change in the person himself. Unable to cope with the tremendous pressure he was under, he suffered a spiritual collapse. With his wits impaired, he finally descended into madness. As one who is thrown into the sea, though he fights back desperately against his predicament, it does nothing to prevent his descent into the depths. As for what has triggered this change, I believe it must be the loss of his vision. For to be stripped of one's vision is to be stripped of one's ambition.
Stripped of his ambition? But Lady Yai, even without his ambition, why should he suffer such a dramatic change? How does that explain his descent into madness?
Your school practices Meikyo Shisui art, does it not? Stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. What a fine notion that would be if any in this world could ever hope to achieve it. There was once one who claimed to be indifferent to rank and reward, and who fled enraged when defeated by his junior. And then there was an aged swordmaster who was aggrieved enough that he crossed blades with a disciple he himself had taught. Then, what of the one who crossed blades with his own sensei and beloved fellow disciple, and defeated them both? Can one truly remain unagitated, of still mind in moments such as these?
Lady Yai, I'm not sure I understand.
The path of the swordmaster is filled with twists and turns. It is no small undertaking to pursue the position of greatest swordmaster in the world. It requires one to take their sword firmly in both hands and cut down the hopes and dreams of others, even those of one's closest companions. Only a deep commitment to his ambition to become the best made it possible for him to rise above the pain of these encounters, to focus on the way ahead. When that ambition disappeared, he began to doubt himself. As he battled his growing anxiety, he slowly descended into the state you see him in now. Much like a certain fatally flawed friend of mine.
Poor Sensei. To think he's been suffering so greatly.
I'm sorry. It's all my fault. Father, Sensei, Ansai.
That's enough.
Huh? Isn't that Ansai? Where did he come from? Did he follow us the whole way here?
Banzai, why are there two of you? Is that you or a ghost? You're here for revenge, aren't you? I knew it would come.
You're right to assume that my feelings towards you are far from kindly. It's been so long now that I made peace with it years ago. You did nothing wrong that day. I don't think most of the people you beat along the way would hold it against you. On the contrary, when you cut our ambition, now I know that we can't place our hopes in you any longer, but that is no reason to strip them of theirs. Follow the way of—
But what if one day the same thing happens to them? I put everything I had into trying to become the best. But what if it was all a huge mistake? If there's a chance they'll end up like me one day, I'd rather they stay where they are now than go any further down this path.
Have you asked them what they think?
Sensei, after you rescued me from the hands of the pirates, I can't know whether I will suffer. I want to keep going until the day that
Nanako's far from the only one. Actually,
goodness.
You see? Being stripped of your ambition is something. So, just as I once placed my— you are not in the same position.
I'm sorry to have made you worry for me, and for the state of me. I no longer have the resolve to become the best in the world, but as your sensei, this is my promise.
You can count on that. I'd be checking in on you occasionally, but I am now used to the life of a wanderer. I do not belong— well, don't just stand there staring at me.
So even though his ambition was taken away...
Traveler, a moment, please. Lady Yai has some words for you.
So, my intuition was correct. The wind that blows from afar carries fresh life to these shores. For us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, you set foot on these islands at precisely the right moment. I have high hopes for you, child. Don't disappoint me.
Ooh, Lady Yai seems to have taken a real interest. She seems super mysterious. Paimon's... we can come back to it another...